What's up, guys? How are you doing? Okay, we're gonna get back into Homestead just for a little bit. Short little stream. Okay. Lucky woman. Not Bronco Sport. That's great. Good for her. All right. So, if I remember correctly, we are actively in some type of cliff-like location. Seems. Yeah. Okay. I remember where we are. And then there's a pretty massive cave underneath us. And this is home for now. I think what I had expressed wanting to do here was kind of build like a tiered house. So like maybe the entrance starts right here, and then because this is kind of like a step up, so we gradually step up, and then I think this will be the third level. And obviously, none of the levels are very big. For now, anyway, there are no levels. I don't know that the levels are really big, but I just want to kind of create like this feeling of separation between the different areas. I don't know what each one will contain yet, but I don't know. That's what I was thinking. And then I was also thinking that I could somehow make use of this hole, and it kind of be like an underside, like an underground portion that opens up to the water down here. So that's what I have in mind. That is what I have in mind. I don't know about this area up here. Probably won't build here quite yet. I want to build a relatively small starter home first before I get into any shenanigans. Yay, my 2 dogs. I forgot I tamed these guys. Then I got iron smelting. Alright, so it sounds to myself like I have a very reasonable idea of what I want to build. I think now I just need to start building it, and / I need a little bit of inspiration. I don't really know what kind of texture I want to go for. What I do know is that based on the resources I have, I'll probably need a lot of cobblestone. If I at some point get bored of cobblestone, I can swap it out for another type of stone, I don't know, or do like a cobblestone, stone brick kind of overlay. Very, very basic stuff. Nothing too fancy. Just to kind of mix things up a little bit. The Homestead has a lot of building blocks that I'm not familiar with. So, oh wow, look at all these paintings. I hadn't seen these before. Wow, these are really nice. Yeah, so definitely want to make use of this. There's a lot that's gone into this game, or a lot that's gone into this mod pack. So I would like to give everything a chance and really explore what it has to offer. Check that out. There's even blinds here. So the goal is really going to be to like build a very nice home for myself. What is this guy? Player corruption and Empower your corruption-based abilities, but descend into madness in the process. This is interesting. Press shift for more info. Also, it says corruption. Tentacles appear from the ground. That's interesting. I didn't know about that. So see, there's like all sorts of things that I don't know about yet. There's all these wood block variation types. Oh, there's like these look very cool. You need a glass blower. Looks like you can make like mosaics almost, and I'm willing to bet with the right shader pack you can have like this super nice ray tracing in your base with different color lighting. I'm definitely gonna want to do something like that. There's all these nice lanterns. All right. Well, I'm not gonna. Well, maybe, yeah, we got time. Might as well spend a little bit of time kind of looking through all this. Roof slabs. Lime mud bricks. So you take mud bricks and you take wood. And then you have these roofing tiles, it seems. Yeah. I feel maybe this kind of thing is something that I need to explore in creative mode with Homestead. So like make a creative world that I can explore these things with, and then what I can do is I build a house, create an import file, and then use a the blueprint cannon, I think, schematic cannon, that's what it's called. I could use this guy, which would effectively let me upload the save file and it'll build my house. I just need to have all the resources. That might be a more effective approach. I don't know, I'm conflicted, because on one hand, I'm not gonna have all of these complex resources right now. I think I have to start with something smaller, more basic and true to vanilla Minecraft. I think that starts with chopping down some trees, because I don't have enough wood. And I know that I want to use spruce, probably. So we'll start with that. And then, hey, if we don't like it, we can always tear it down. It's no big deal. And we'll start over. I am completely okay with that. For affecting this world specifically. That's the intention. If it was any other world, I'd be soiling my britches over the idea of having to build something over and over again. But, we're practicing mindfulness and patience and intentionality. So I'm going to work towards. All right. And the sun sets on a day of hard labor chopping down trees. So that's all I actually did. Can't see these away. Alright, so we got a stack, almost 2 stacks. Well, we have 2 stacks and almost a half, truthfully, in our storage. I think that might be enough to start building kind of a base outline. And I guess for now, we can kind of just build something very small, very homey, something to kind of keep us away from the elements and mobs as well, because those aren't fun. So I think that's what I'm going to prioritize for now. I'll grab some spruce. And since this is already here, I can probably make use of this terrain. What I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of clear out some of this dirt by I can have like a somewhat symmetrical space to work with. Asymmetry isn't kind of the end of the world here, but we do want to have a useful space. I don't want all these like mixing corners that I'm not going to be really using. All right, I'd say. Yep. That's accurate. Okay, put this here. Like so. I believe I did 4 up. Yep. 4 up sounds good. Do like a little square. Or maybe not a square. We'll give it some shape. I don't want it to be a pure square. Well, it's shaping up to be that way. Unless I do like maybe this. And then there's like a little, yeah, that doesn't look bad. And then over here, follow this line. Okay, I pulled it up. There we go. And then there's one more, maybe here. So maybe this can be like the house entrance kind of area. And then there's this little opening here. And then I'm wondering if I should make it on stilts too. Like maybe not have it down here necessarily, but build it up one that might be a good choice, a good design choice, because then we'll have like this area underneath that we can use as a farm. So I think that's what I'm gonna get at. For that, I think I'm gonna use. No. Maybe. See, we need to get some stone. I think before we continue working on that, the next thing is gonna be really get some building blocks. I have a little. Oh well, I have a stack. We can start with that, I guess. Take this, take that, take that. And then kind of see. I don't even have 9. I'm gonna need a lot more. Shush. Quiet. Quiet, you. Right. I know I said I was going to do the entrance this way, but I realized it might look more interesting if there's, like, actively a division here. And then there's stairs going up in this direction. I like how that feels. Get a little slab action going here. 12. Actually, I really don't like slabs. Never mind. I don't like slab for this job. I think straight. Well, if I do this, yeah, because I feel like it's gonna be wasted space. But then again, that's fine. It's not the end of the world. Ease it. I'll do this, that, and that. And now, we've got ample space underneath, more or less. Oh, you know what? This is the entrance. It's also stipulated that there's kind of going to be here. Maybe I do. this row out. Because then from this point forward, the goal is going to be to have a wooden barrier that is inlaid around that. Maybe I'll start building that part now, just to have that set there and I don't get confused. And then I'm just going to convert this whole thing to planks. Just take the whole thing. But actually, if I'm going to build the house on the second story, then I don't even need to do that. Decisions. Yeah, I hear you, bro. Calm down. Calm down. I need, first of all, max iron at this point. These guys are so fussy. You hear them? Brr, brr, brr. Complaining about who knows what. What are you complaining about? Huh? You got a lot to say. One thing I'm sure of is that with all the items there are in this game, I'm gonna need some serious storage game. Like, I'm willing to bet my storage is going to flood and be so full in a matter of no time at all. So I think while I'm kind of building this small little starter house, I should be mindful of that necessity and plan ahead. I know that this mod has Young's Simple Storage, I think it's called? How do I open the quests? Yeah. There's this one tab over here, Tidy Corners. This is the Young Simple Storage mod. There's these there's these storage interfaces that kind of let you put a bunch of chests together in some hidden space, and then you can access it all through one location. I find that to be a lot more preferable than vanilla storage, in the sense that, you know, it's more accessible. I also don't know, however, if I actually want to hand that off. I know it would make life more convenient, because everything is kind of streamlined in storage. But at the same time, I know I'm going to kind of miss that chest monstery kind of experience of navigating all these chests. Actually, maybe I won't. Because I realize, like, it's always annoying once you max out a chest and you have more resources and you want to add more resources and you have to, like, build around what you've already established as your storage system. So maybe just having everything there, being able to stack all the items and yada 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 would actually be a nice thing. I'm gonna try it. I will try it out. If I don't like it, if it's not for me, then that's not the end of the world. I can always go back and change what I don't like. Oh, but then I see the struggle here. Because it's like on one hand, there's this. So maybe I just do this. No, that feels terrible. I hate that. I don't like that at all. So the other thing I think about is just kind of... may look a little bit awkward, but if the goal is evenness, we can do that. Honestly, I hate that as well. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's terrible. You know what? That's okay. This will be figured out. At some point. I'll figure it out. In the meantime, I guess we can focus on the walls. So I see the problem here, I think. Typically, there's like a gap, at least a 1 block gap, where you can put your doors. That doesn't exist here. And so it's kind of creating this overlap between what's supposed to be the primary structure of the building and what's this additional external staircase. So maybe what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish building the house. Once the house, the top part of the house is built, then I will move on to building that staircase, make it look nice and functional. I think that's going to be the strategy here. So that's like mildly upsetting. Oh, that's not what I meant to do, but that's okay. It's going to be a very tiny little box situation going on, but I think what I want to do is really make use of vertical space. So I'll have my bed set up in a way that's, I don't know, maybe my bed is lofted. I don't want to fall. Maybe, yeah, that's the goal. I don't think it really requires that much explanation. I don't know how I would actually explain it, to be honest. But the goal basically just would be to use as much vertical space as possible to make everything fit nice and cozy. It doesn't need to be all that spacious, I think. I didn't want to do that. Having a nice cozy environment is just the best thing. Alright, my food storage, my food chest is not accessible. But my heart is beating. Ah, bless me. Yeah. Toss that all in there. And I'll take this. Oh, you know what? I just remembered. This guy gives regen. I should keep it in my inventory. So that I don't have to always be consuming food to heal. Not that it's that big a deal, but I don't actually have a lot of food right now, so it would be very helpful. And I'm gonna just use these stairs to this. I think this is high enough. There's also a point where I feel like it might get too high, and then it's just kind of weird. And so I'd have to like a second story, which also is fine, but I don't think it's necessary. I want to build up these pillars. They represent those supporting aspects of the building. Give it visual support. there's this. Now comes the part that I tend to struggle with quite a lot, which is roofing. I have a hard time with roofs for some reason. And I guess since we did a stone floor, wood walls, we do a stone roof, which is all good in the Brotherhood. My question to myself, mainly, is this is kind of like I feel like we can just kind of do this standard like long roof across, and then on that side I might do like a downward slope roof that kind of follows through with the thing. I don't know. I feel like that might look weird, but I guess I will find out. The two up there. One. Crap. See, this is kind of the part about roofs that I don't particularly enjoy. So then maybe we can, yep, sweet. So at this point, my roof is going to end up being so tall that I'll just have a second floor. And I feel like it's going to look kind of odd because it's a really, really tall building. So I'm wondering what I can do to remedy that. It's already high up off the ground, so maybe instead of building up, I build it out. So I assume that this area is kind of going to be the top of the house, and then I build the top roof and kind of build out down from that. Maybe that strategy is more suited to what I'm doing. I feel like that's kind of a challenge because I have to kind of model the roof in a way that's kind of... Well, you know what? It's fine. I did just destroy what I was actively working on, which kind of makes me regret, like, want to commit to the other idea now, but let's try it. Let's give it a shot. So we have this. And the goal is going to kind of be to, like, really close in the gap here. So maybe instead of going up, we go to the sides. What does that look like in practice? Maybe chop that down. Chop them down. And then really start moving inward like that, perhaps. Yeah, just like that. I am lagging pretty bad right now. I don't know how it looks like in the stream. I would hope that it's... Dude, are you kidding me? Yeah, I can see the frames dropping. It's the rain. Maybe, let me try to change. Holy crap. Look at all these things. Alright. No, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do video settings. Iris. And then... let's do this. Maybe that'll kind of even things out a little bit. I'm not a huge fan of how this looks. Yeah, no, I actually really don't like that. also have Super Duper Vanilla. Let's try that one. This looks better. Let's see if it runs better. That's amazing. Okay. And I guess I can do like one. Yes. I can do one up. Let's see how that looks. What the heck? Do the lights get turned off, bro? What? I'm no longer doing ambient lighting. Why not? Oh, I don't know how I feel about that. It's not running particularly better either. I think my laptop is just having a hard time running these. Solar's probably will be better. Let me try low complementary. Try to stick with that. See if that works. I'm not a huge fan of this. I think it looks odd. I think it's specifically this part here is giving me get rid of that. Okay, we'll go up one. And then maybe like a barnish round out. Let's sleep. Alright. Now I check the This doesn't look bad from down here. It doesn't look centered. But I think that's all about the angle. I'm gonna chop this in that direction. Not that I think it'll that's fine. I think that looks nice. I can probably add something along the length, height of this wall that kind of tones down the, like, emptiness, maybe? I think that's a solid roof, or roof shape. We haven't actually built the roof. Let me break this out. Okay. I need stairs, so I'm gonna take these. And now we have a parkour, which appears to not actually be doable. Fine, I'll just... Okay. There's this guy, and then there's that guy. So I'm gonna pop down. So we go one up on both sides. Then two up. Two. Then across 5. Well, 3, and then this side. So there's 1 up. 1, 2. Bam. And 1. And just like that, we have symmetric roofs. all I gotta do now is layer it from the outside. Larry. Larry, the Larry man. He's got some food and he's got some plans. I don't know what I'm talking about. And then I guess make this symmetrical. I can do this. Oh. No, actually, that had 0 positive. That did not help at all. What the heck did I do here, dude? What's going on? You know what? That's a supporting pillar. I'm gonna take this down. We don't need this. Not right now. Bless you. Bless you. Okay. So we've got this going on. Next step is we need lots of stone. And there is lots of stone here. I don't know if at any point I would want to make use of this terrain. Probably not. So I feel the most productive thing I can do as a sole member of this world that I'm playing in is to clear it out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to build all the way up, or mine all the way up, I guess. And then I'm going to take this down, take this thing down from the top up. From the top down. Jesus. I swear I'm a smart guy. And then once I'm done, hopefully I'll have all of the stone, cobblestone, that I need. So, we'll see. And then if this was a YouTube video, of course I would do my best to time-lapse this, even though I have 0 notion of how to edit. But it's not, so the sole viewer, which I believe is me, my own account, actively viewing chat, has to sit through this. I have to sit through this. But alas, this is part of the experience. This is part of the Minecraft experience. The slow mining of rocks. It's in the game. It's in the game name. It's in the name of the game. Just mine. And then craft. Sorry. I'm actually losing it. Little by little. Little by little. Poco a poco. Step by step. Sometimes I underestimate how many blocks it actually takes up to build certain things in this game. Like, this tower didn't really look like a lot. Didn't look like much, but so far we've got almost 3 stacks of cobblestone from it, which is crazy. So, it just goes to show, sometimes things aren't what they seem. Alright. I think with that, we've gathered enough. Enough resources. So now, we need stairs. Boom, shakalaka. Alright. Oh, I need to eat. I hear you. I'm thinking perhaps this. I think one out is enough to kind of drive that home. And then next one I'd say is this one. Ah, shoot. I hear somebody coming. Oh, look at him. Yep, there he is. Ah, you suck. I'm up here and you're down there. You wish. Okay. don't really know is how I want to deal with those gaps. So I have those very clear gaps in the thingy. And I'm wondering, because I can just obviously like fill them in with cobblestone from the inside. It's like a tiered thing, but do I want to do that? Do I want to add texture in between? Do I want a different colored block in between? A lot of questions about kind of how I want that to look. Also, it's so long, like, it's so long, I just feel like that's such a plain looking roof, and I also feel like one block out isn't enough to really sell the roof for what it is. I'm thinking maybe here in this middle part, since the front part's gonna have the entrance and maybe even like a window on that side, maybe on this side I do a chimney and I can build up into the roof and out so that it has kind of like an interruption in somewhere in between. It doesn't need to be right in between, it can be asymmetrical, but just so that it's not just one continuous strip of roof. So I think that's what I'm gonna aim for there. Holy lag. My frames are dropping like nobody's business. And yet I told you anyway. I still tell you guys because it's important. It's relevant to the gameplay. Oh, and then obviously there's going to be one step up and then the flatting out of the roof. So I think I'll probably go for 2 out. Maybe, possibly, probably. I'll do this. And it's, I believe it's here. No, actually it's, nope, yeah, it's here. Yep, and then I'm gonna do 1 out. Maybe. I don't know. I feel like on one hand it might be too much, on the other hand it might not be enough. I'm very conflicted about this decision. So we're gonna play it by ear, and by ear I mean try it out one way. If I don't like it, try it out some other way. Until we find something that sticks. And it looks like we ran out of this. I don't want to go back down there to pick some more up, so I'm just going to do this. Yeah, I'm going to need quite a bit more, so I think that might set us up for a little bit. I will say, even if it's cobblestone for now, exclusively, there will come a time when I will just, by default, either replace it or spruce it up. Get it? Because we're working with spruce wood. I'm hilarious. Just because I'm not a huge fan of kind of this uniform texture. I'd much prefer that there's some variability in the design. So we're gonna aim for that. Ooh, there's somebody down there. A dude. I bet he sells us stuff. I don't know what kinds of stuff, but stuff indeed. So, the whole 2 debate, I think, will actually be quite easily settled. Because if I do it... Oh, and I don't have a pickaxe. Good thing I have this here. Because I have the other side set up so that it's just 1 out, and then this side is 2 out, so I can drop down before finishing the roof, and then choose which one I like. It's really not that big of a deal. It's just a little aesthetic choice. Boom shaka. Alright. And then I'm gonna try to climb up a block if I can. I'll just use a little bit of wood. Doesn't hurt nobody. At this point, ready for this to be done. TBD. Haha, to be done. To be determined. Oh, I guess they mean the same thing. Never mind. Here in my mind I was like, oh, look at me. I just invented a new thingy. And anyway, I'm probably gonna end the stream at some point soon, just because work is fast approaching. Not really, it's in another 3 hours. Well, 2 hours actually. But I do have a preference for being on time, and also just I would like to eat before and make my journey to my place of labor, where I sell my labor in order to survive. So, I think I'll give it another 15 minutes, and then I'll call it for today. The good thing is, we have a primitive base outline set up, so next time I stream, I'll have something to work with as far as a living space. And I guess at this point, like, I was debating whether or not I made a second floor. I probably definitely will, just because there is like at least an added 3-block space between the top of this and then, yeah. So that's fine. It's not a bad thing. Just wasn't something I was sure I wanted to do. But I think considering that I wanted to take advantage of vertical space and all of that shenanigans, it'll probably be a good choice. I can probably dedicate the top floor to storage or something else, or the first floor to storage. So, basing off what I can see, I feel like 2 blocks is probably going to look a lot better. I do want to add some more variability on the side. Yeah, I think I'm definitely going to end up going with 2 blocks out. Anyway, what do you got? Stuff. Red Taiga grape seeds. You know, I have 1 emerald. I don't know if I want to give it to you for those grapes. But I know I could start making wine if I got grapes. Cherry wine. Invisibility. Really? What about this one? Nothing. Okay. Alright, well. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I know it was a little bit short. Nobody's really watched up to this point, but that's okay. I will continue to do these. I'm going to try to aim for weekly. I've got some exciting plans coming very soon. Very soon, very soon. About the structure of kind of what I want to do on these streams and how I'm going to use them to kind of improve my quality of life, in a sense. So, look out for that, and I will see people, hopefully, in the next stream.